In this video, we're going to talk about our ClickUp project management workflow. If you haven't already seen the video about our ClickUp layouts, you should take a look at that. And it would be very helpful for you to look at the statuses video that we did for all this to make sense. So let's take a look at the workflow. So the workflow is fairly simple. We tried to make it simple. You've got a project manager. And let's say I'm the project manager and you work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign you a task. And that task is going to be edit this document. So now I assign that task to you. However, I know that that task is coming up, but I don't want you to work on that task yet. It means that you're going to be responsible for that, but it's not active and you don't have to take any action. So if you were to look in ClickUp, under your tasks, you might see this task, read, the task is going to say, edit document for Mr. Smith, but it's not assigned to you yet, so don't worry about it. Once I add a due date to it, that is my way of telling you, go ahead now and work on this task for Mr. Smith. And I'm going to put a due date for Friday. It doesn't matter. Internally, I happen to know what my team can do, and you'll know with your team. Or you'd say to your team, I want to assign this to you, so can you have this for Friday? Or I'll assign it for Wednesday, and you'll say, hey, listen, I can't. Can I do it for Thursday? But the point is that just because the task is assigned to you doesn't mean it's active or ready to go. So what that means is that you're responsible for it, but it's not active, and you don't have to take any action right now. So the next thing you're going to do is I activate the task, and I made that word up, there's no such thing, but we're going to activate it for us by adding a due date. So once you have a due date in that task, it's now activated, and I want you to work on that. Now as the assignee, now it's you. So what you're going to do is, oh, I see that I have a due date on that. Let me set this to in progress, because that means I'm starting to work on it. And it lets me know also that you've seen it. If 4 days go by and I haven't seen you set it to in progress, something's wrong. It should be set to in progress. Or I should get a note from you, in the comments, hey, I can't, I got to get whatever. So you set it to in progress. So now, if it turns out, like we said in the previous video, this is something that the client said, hey, we want you to proofread this document for us, and we also want you to make us a cover sheet, cover graphic. Turns out client doesn't want to pay for the cover graphic, so you're going to set that to on hold. We don't want to delete that task because in the future, the client might want to do a cover graphic. But for now, let's put it on hold. Something that's there, but that we're not going to work on. And so let's say now you do the proofreading and it's all set and you're done. You just have to change, like we said in the last video, you had to change all the instances of Mr. to Dr. You did that, it's completed, all set, end. But let's say we're working on this task and you're waiting for the client to get back to you because you don't know if the client wants to do DR with a period or write out doctor the whole way. That's a ridiculous example. But the idea is that if you're waiting for something from the client, or if this is the example where we are going to update the client's staff page and the staff page has images and you can't do that until the client gives you the new images, that's waiting external. Nothing you can do. So what that says to me as the project manager is this is due for Friday, and you're waiting external. So obviously that means we'd like to have it done Friday, but we're waiting for the client. I know that you can't do anything about that if we're waiting for the client to send us the information and they said they'd have it. So that's waiting external. However, let's just say, for example, that we get those images back from the client now and they are huge and you want to scale them, but you're not really sure what size you should scale them to. Should they be 1024? How many kilobytes should they be each? So you can come here and switch it to manager review, and let's say leave a comment and say, for me, the project manager, hey, David, should we make these 1024? And, I don't want to make them any larger than 70 kilobytes. What do you have in mind? And so at that point, I'm going to say to you, yes, actually, that's perfect. I want them at 70 kilobytes, but they should actually only be, 800 by 600 or whatever. And so at that point, once I've reviewed what you've said to me, because manager review means I'm looking at it. So you can go ahead as the assignee, look at your tasks and say, oh, manager review, let me work on something else because my manager's working on this. Set it to manager review. And then I'm going to say, now that I've addressed what your concerns are, I'm going to put it back to waiting internal. So now you can look at your tasks. And when you see waiting internal, that means I reviewed it. And now I'm waiting for you to pick it back up. And then you can see a list. What's waiting for me? Oh, cool. What am I going to do next? Well, this one's waiting internal. That means David replied. Let me set this task to in progress because I'm working on it again. Oh, great. I've done all this. I've done all that. I've made the size changes. But there's a problem. 2 of the images are so low quality that I can't do that. What should I do? Now, obviously, we have knowledge bases and things for our team. I give our team a lot of freedom so they can make decisions because I don't want them to rely on me for every decision.